I'm happy to see that preventive measures have been put in place by the municipality, by public security, and by the federal army. They are all working together. As you can see,
the latest numbers give you a sense of the hardship being felt across Quebec. More than 2,900 houses flooded, more than 1,700 cut off by floodwater, more than 1,300 evacuees, and there's more rain coming. Quebec is indeed bearing the brunt, but Canada's flood zone stretches from New Brunswick all the way to eastern Ontario. So let's give you a sense of what they're up against. Simon Nakonieczny starts us off in Pierrefonds on the island of Montreal.
Hard to believe, but this house is not flooded. So far, hundreds of sandbags, 3 pumps in the yard, and 3 more inside are keeping Eric Martinez's house dry. But he didn't do it alone.
We had so much help. There's, volunteers from Facebook, people I've never met before. They're just coming here, short boots, just soaking wet, probably going home and getting sick just to help people out. It's really heartwarming.
Some of that help came from a group called West Island Flood Volunteers. It started during the record flooding 2 years ago and quickly matches helpers with those in urgent need.
When they have somewhere that they need help, they post the address or area that they need help. So we just keep on top of that and watch and go wherever they need us.
It's just one example of a marked improvement in crisis preparation this time around. Even here in Rigaud, one of the hardest hit areas in the province, you can see evidence of advanced planning. Roger Lachance says water levels are going up in his area, but he's feeling positive.
I got about another 18 inches before I hit get into the house, for the floor of the house. So far so good. We just got to hang on one more day.
The province now says, with the exception of a few areas, this year's flooding won't be as bad as 2017. But it will take a long time for water levels to recede. Until they do, people like Eric Martinez will keep up the battle with a little help from their friends. Simon Nakonieczny, CBC News, Pierrefonds, Quebec.
Now, if you head west from where Simon is, about an hour-and-a-half drive, that's where you'll find Gatineau, perched on the northern bank of the Ottawa River. People there are no strangers to flooding, and as Hannah Thibodeau found, some of them have had enough.
The Fauteux family knows about flooding.
My grandpa bought the house. That's what my dad told me in 1947. And when he bought the house, it was flooded, but he had a good deal. But they keep flooding all the time.
They've been battling the water for decades.
You don't want to put too much money in the house because you don't know if next spring it's going to end up like that. So you're kind of in a jail.
This strip of Gatineau along the river has seen flood after flood. 2 years ago, they reached historic levels, and people started to give up on living there.
My aunt used to live back down there. The house has been demolished. My uncle, Bobby, on St. Louis, the house is demolished 2017. My uncle Jean-Yves, his house, it's demolished too. And this is the last house of the family. And if they demolish it, that's it.
Now they're ready to start again. But it's hard to sell a house in a flood zone. So the provincial government is offering help.
we really need to have incentives to move the people when it's happening every year or almost. We'll offer a maximum of $200,000 to move to another house.
If they accept the offer, this home will become one more vacant lot in this riverside community.
Yeah, that's where there used to be a house. It's sad, but it's the reality of things.
And that's what could potentially happen.
Oh yeah, that's probably going to happen.
Hannah Thibodeau, CBC News, Gatineau, Quebec.
New Brunswick is also being worn down by water. The threat has eased in the northern part of the province, but waters continue to rise south of Fredericton, reaching towards St. John, and that has authorities worried.
The things I think about when I go to bed at night are people that are insisting on staying in their home, making a good decision, or are they taking unnecessary risks? And you can consider that to be considerations of, is water getting in their home? Is their electricity going to be compromised and therefore dangerous?
The Red Cross says 78 homes have been voluntarily evacuated.